Well, we know what happened last time you had a 10-point lead.
You just keep giving me these double-digit leads. I don't understand, Ben. I
I
don't
have
know.
come back from them.
Yeah,
I
I
came
don't
back
think
from
you
one at least.
understand.
See, the problem here is if I'm ahead, because I'm a Falcons fan, I'll choke. But if I'm behind, I can come back and just have less of a chance to choke if I just get a lead at the very end. I'm just saying all this because I literally have no hope, just like Atlanta has the entire season.
And I decorated for Christmas finally, so we're ready to go. What is going on, guys? Week 15. No, fuck. What's going on, guys? It is Fuck, I fucked it up again.
Dude.
Nick M15, and it is week 15. Yes, okay. What's going on, guys? It's Nick M15, and it's week 15 of the NFL season. And I am joined, as I am always, by Ben. Ben, it is finally week 15 of the NFL season. I've been waiting all year to say that, and then I fuck it up 3 times consecutively. I don't know if I'm going to leave all those in there, but yeah.
I want you to know, even if you didn't bring light to it just now, I would have done it.
But Ben, it's week 15 of the NFL season. How you doing?
Not too bad. You know, Atlanta was on a bye week, so
You lost
I
out
had no
on some
heartache
points,
at least.
and I gained a little bit more on you because of it. And you should have challenged that.
I'm so mad at myself.
Yeah,
If
I told you.
challenged
I
that-
literally said it right before I picked the game. I was
Well,
like, here's a
okay.
challenge for you. Do it.
Who expects fucking Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant rookie quarterback, to?
Go the fuck off. Not just
Yeah.
beat Tom Brady.
I knew
Go
the
fuck
defense would be
off.
fine.
With all that happening, I scored 9 points last week. Ben scored 6 points last week. That brings our current score of Nick's picks to 89 to 79. My third different double-digit lead this season. You've come back from 2 already. Not to like take the lead both times, but at least to like bring it back to within like a very reasonable distance. Can you do it a third time? You're running out of time. We're almost to the playoffs, but we still got more football to play. But before we get into any of our week 15 picks, let's go through week 14 and what happened in the NFL that brought us to this 89 to 79 score. It started with a Thursday night game, and I had a 2-point conversion on this game, and I really thought that Baker Mayfield was going to absolutely ruin this Los Angeles Rams offense. Well, they didn't do great. I'm not going to say that, he absolutely tore the field up or anything like that. But they did go on to beat the Las Vegas Raiders 17-16 on a game-winning touchdown by Baker Mayfield. Actually, I'm pretty sure he came back from... They were down 2 scores within like the last couple minutes of the game. But either way, Rams go on to win. Didn't really matter. Neither of these teams are going to the playoffs, so who the fuck cares? Moving on to Sunday games. Speaking of who the fuck cares, there was a game, Philly Giants, they played. Do we really need to talk about
like
no, I don't
44 to like 13 or something like that.
I mean, if we want to be correct, it was 48-22. But I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of this game. The major point that needs to get across is the Giants just don't have a fucking offense. And no matter who they are going up against, the defense is just not going to be able to win them the game by themselves. You need some offense. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be the year for the Giants, but because Seattle keeps sucking, we might find our way into the playoffs after all.
Then just lose in the playoffs first round.
It'll just be more interesting to me that all 4 NFC East teams will make the playoffs. I don't want the Giants to be the one that ruin it. The Buffalo Bills got their revenge against the New York Jets, 20-12 this weekend. The Jets are another one of those teams where they've just had so much potential this year, but they're so limited on the offensive side of the football that I just don't think that it's going to pan out for them the rest of this season. The Cincinnati Bengals ended their skid against Cleveland in recent history, beating them 23-10. Just Deshaun Watson has not done anything for this Cleveland Browns offense by any
I'm okay
means.
with that.
But
I'm more okay with that, honestly.
Luckily, the Cincinnati Bengals are still rolling. The Dallas Cowboys barely managed to beat the 1-10-1 Houston Texans. These are the kind of games where Dallas goes from scoring 33 points in the fourth quarter against Indianapolis to barely beating a Houston Texan team that, like, anybody, a high school team, should be able to beat at this point. Apparently, Vegas knows more than the both of us because they had the Lions as favorites in this game. You had it as a 2-point that they would keep it within 5 points, and, well, you didn't get your 2-point, but not quite in the way that you expected to. It's because they blew out the Minnesota Vikings 34-23 on Sunday. Kirk, that was 1 o'clock game. I don't understand what happened. Like,
I think that's the main reason why I was so confused. It was a 1 o'clock. I mean, I guess it was on the road, but like you might have to worry about Detroit making the playoffs. Actually.
Yeah, Detroit's on their way back. They're 6-7 now. The Jacksonville Jaguars had themselves a good game, winning 36-22 over the Tennessee Titans. The main thing that I wanted to say about this game is the Tennessee Titans were probably the only team in both South divisions, the NFC and the AFC, that were at least somewhat decent. Well, they were. The Baltimore Ravens, without Lamar Jackson, had Huntley at the starting quarterback position, who managed to throw for 88 yards. That's it, 88 yards throughout the entire game, but it was enough to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 16-14, thanks to a just great defensive outing by the Baltimore Ravens. You're fighting for this division with Cincinnati. You're just buying as much time as you can until Lamar comes back. Well, I got my wager pick right. Wasn't quite the way I expected it to happen. 34-28. The Kansas City Chiefs went on to beat the Denver Broncos, and I think it's mainly just because Russell Wilson got his bell rung, knocked out of the game completely, and it was probably the best thing that could have happened for the Denver Broncos, as Brett Rypien, or whatever his name is, managed to come into the game and actually put up a decent performance and keep the Broncos in the game with the Chiefs. But nonetheless, Chiefs did win this one 34-28. Like we mentioned earlier, Brock Purdy absolutely shelled Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 35-7. What pisses me off the most about this is Fox was so quick to turn this game off and switch it to something else. But, like, I was begging them to turn off the Giants game for, like, the longest time so I could watch Dallas lose to Houston. And they wouldn't turn off the Giants game. I had to sit there and watch Tyrod Taylor go up against the Philadelphia Eagles defense. But, no, we turned off Tom Brady losing because no one's allowed to see that. The Carolina Panthers are my favorite team in the league for at least this week, as they managed to beat the Seattle Seahawks 30-24. Helping out the Giants because they can't help themselves, apparently. The Los Angeles Chargers helping themselves out with a huge win against the Miami Dolphins. That is going to probably be very big moving forward, having this head-to-head win over the Miami Dolphins. If the Chargers can get themselves in the playoffs, they're a dark horse team that could actually make a run, but I don't believe in their coaching. That's the only problem. And we finish it out with Monday night. The New England Patriots helped themselves out with a win over the Arizona Cardinals. Worst part about this game was Kyler Murray went down very early on in the game with a non-contact knee injury, I believe it was, or it was definitely a lower body injury of some sort. Definitely out for the season. I mean, if he wasn't out for the season, you might as well sit him because Cardinals aren't going anywhere. But that rounded out Week 14 of the NFL season. And like I said, the current score of Nick's picks is 89-79. God, every time I do these fucking recaps, I'm always so sick of talking by the end of it. So Ben, ease me of this talking a little bit. Week 14 of the NFL season, what's your biggest takeaway?
I think one of them is that obviously Murray is out. I don't know if you saw, he is out for the year with an ACL. Kind of sucks. I thought the Cardinals would at least do something this season, but hey, at least he can play more Call of Duty.
Without further ado, let's get into our Week 15 picks. And we start, as we always do, with the game of the week. And I am going with this Seattle Seahawks team that I really wish they could continue to keep blowing. You know what? I honestly don't even want to be saying this because do I really want the Giants in the playoffs? We're going to get embarrassed round one.
Hey,
like whoever we play.
Look on the bright side. If you end up being the 5th seed, and what if Atlanta gets the 4th seed? We could play in the playoffs. Then we don't know who's going to win at that point because both teams would be terrible.
A lot of playoff implications on this game. It's an NFC West showdown that we didn't think was going to be that big of a showdown at the beginning of the season because I honestly didn't even think Seattle would even be close to this position come this point in the season. But here they are. It's in Seattle, so it is going to be a tough game for Brock Purdy and these San Francisco 49ers. And I do believe Debo got hurt in...
Yes. Yes, he
their
did.
last game. So I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be playing in this game or at all moving on forward in the season. But I'm going with my heart here. I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to help me out, help the Giants out a little bit, and get all four of these NFC East teams into the playoffs by beating the Seattle Seahawks 30-21 in Seattle, mind you, this weekend. Ben, I went against the San Francisco 49ers last weekend, and I told you to go ahead and challenge it. This is another chance for you. No Debo, Brock Purdy. You're still going to hold on to it, and I guarantee you Seattle's going to win this game now. Fuck.
I was actually going to challenge it if you picked Seattle, to be honest with you.
No.
If you picked Seattle, I was 100% going to challenge it. All right, mine is an AFC East showdown between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. And honestly, I was tempted 2-3 weeks ago to pick the Dolphins in this one. I think the Dolphins are not on par with the Bills, but they're getting there. And of course, the Bills have had a lot of injuries. But the last 2 weeks, really outside that fumble that Tyreek Hill took for a touchdown against the Chargers, the offense of the Dolphins has not been great. One hand, yes, they play the Niners. The Niners do have a good defense. The Chargers don't have a great defense, but have a solid defense. I'm going to go with the Bills winning this game 28-24 over Miami. And it's really just because I think the Dolphins are still going to be fine, but I just don't think they're on the same level as Buffalo, at least even if fully healthy, just not yet. They're getting there, just not quite yet.
So we move on to our picks of the week. I'll get to the Giants here in a second. Ben, you're going up against the New Orleans Saints. That's not a super tough matchup. Very winnable game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going up against the Cincinnati Bengals this week. Very losable game. So, another chance for the Falcons to tie at the top of the NFC South with, well, technically you'll be behind because you lost the head-to-head. But still very, very, very much alive for the Atlanta Falcons, even though a winning record is not. But the Giants are going up against the Washington Commies, and this is a big, big game. In the last week, not last week, the week before last week, these two teams played, and I picked the Giants to win the game 23-20, and the Giants had multiple opportunities to make that score prediction come true and beat the Washington Commies and be in a much better position than they are currently going into this game. Well, now all bets are off. Dable has been a great coach so far this season, but his decision to not go for it late in that overtime and then end up kicking the field goal when he did, I'm sorry. It was a poor decision, and there's been a lot of poor decisions lately, especially on the offensive side of the football. So I am completely flipping my pick this time, and I am going with the Washington Commies to win this game 23-20 over the Giants. There's not a whole lot of logic behind that. And you know what? To be completely honest, I will hate it, and I would 100% be pissed about this next week. But as it currently stands right now, I would be okay with them tying again.
Mathematically, yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. Just to get all four teams in. That's all I want.
Coming off, both teams, actually, I found this out. Both the Saints and the Falcons are coming off a bye week. NFC South showdown, Desmond Ridder versus Andy Dalton.
But you don't know about Desmond Ridder yet.
I mean, it's bad because I was actually listening to this. Apparently, Mariota went out on IR. It was his decision. So basically, the Falcons had to sign a backup quarterback or a practice squad quarterback from the Titans. I guess because Arthur Smith knows him or whatever. So literally, Ridder has no mentor at all these last 4 games of the season. And they're all against basically the NFC South to try and win the division. No, the Saints are winning this game 20-16 over Atlanta. Honestly, I'm just in pain, dude.
If it wasn't in New Orleans, I'd feel more confident for you, but yeah.
It could be in Siberia for all I care. I would still pick the Saints to win this game, dude.
So we move on to the games that we gave each other. Ben just loves me talking about happy endings. I don't understand what it is, but he gave me the Cleveland Browns going up against. He gave me the Cleveland Browns going up against the Baltimore Ravens. I will be giving Ben the Jets going up against the Detroit Lions, just because Detroit has been very hot lately, and the Jets have been very iffy lately. So it's a game the Jets should win. I have the Browns going up against the Ravens. This is a tough one because the Browns' defense has been insane lately, and the Ravens offense have been very one-dimensional without Lamar Jackson. Dobbins is pretty much their only offense at this point. They haven't had any wide receivers at the beginning of the season, and now they don't even have Lamar. So the Browns have not been doing well on offense themselves, but I don't think they need to put up that many points to win this game. So I do have Cleveland winning this one 17-13 over Baltimore, and I mean, the difference is Lamar. If Lamar's in this game, I don't see myself picking Cleveland in a million years. But the way that the Ravens offense has been playing without Lamar Jackson, and the way that the Cleveland Browns defense has been playing since Deshaun Watson apparently forgot what offense was, I can't really see the Ravens putting up enough points in this game. So 17-13, I do have the Browns beating the Baltimore Ravens, and this should help out Cincinnati a lot.
All right, like Nick said, I'm going to be talking about the Lions going against the New York Jets, and I'll bait a challenge at you. I don't really see why, but I am picking the Lions in this one. Part of it is because the fact that both these teams have played Minnesota in relatively recent weeks. The Jets did come close to being Minnesota, but the Lions absolutely shelled them basically the entire game, and whether it's Mike White or it's Wilson potentially coming back, who knows? I don't trust whoever's under center for the Jets. Granted, I don't exactly trust Goff much better, but because it's in Detroit, I believe that they will win this game 24-21 over the Jets. I think this will actually make them at 500 at 7-7, if I remember correctly, but I'm picking the Lions to win this game purely because I just don't believe in the Jets.
I am going with the Minnesota Vikings going up against the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I know the Vikings just lost to the Detroit Lions last week, and they just haven't been looking all that great lately, but the Indianapolis Colts haven't been looking great all season long. I mean, they have like these little spurts of good games, but like at this point, the Colts are just trying their absolute best to get to the offseason as quick as possible. So I think that the Vikings easily win this game. Almost positive that if they do end up winning this game, it will clinch them the NFC North. They'll get their job done, get ready for the postseason, and I have the Vikings beating the Indianapolis Colts 27-14 for my wager pick of the week.
Last time I wagered against this team, didn't go that great. I'm 100% salty with this score. The Chiefs are beating the Houston Texans. Helps us in Kansas City. They are winning this game 50-0. I don't care if I get that score or not. I really don't care. No, I am putting 50-0. This is the only time I don't care about.
I hope you get that
all
score,
honesty.
Actually, I really hope you get that score.
No, yeah, Chiefs, please absolutely shell the Houston Texans, please. But yeah,
hey, they almost beat Dallas last week.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, we finish out Nick's picks with the 2-point conversion. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles have a very, very talented roster. Hate to say it, but they do. Fuck Philadelphia, by the way. Can't say a good Philadelphia thing without, following it up with fuck Philadelphia, but fuck Philadelphia. But Jalen Hurts is probably the best duo threat quarterback in the league. Fuck Philadelphia. But along with him, Justin Fields is also one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the league. Between both of these quarterbacks, I mean, if you take Lamar Jackson out of the picture, these are the two best dual threat quarterbacks in the league. No doubt, I don't think there's any question about it. Yes, obviously, like I said, got to take Lamar Jackson out of the equation too. But between these two, I think that this is going to be a very, very entertaining football game to watch just because these two offenses are going to shine, in my opinion. Between Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields, I do think that they are going to combine for at least 100 rushing yards combined between the two of them, and both of them are going to have more than 200 passing yards individually. So 400 passing yards technically between them and 100 rushing yards.
My 2-point comes at the fact that both potentially Denver and, well, I know for a fact obviously Arizona doesn't have Kyler Murray as he's out for the season, and whether Wilson plays or not doesn't really matter to me. But both of these teams, at least on offense, they're just awful, honestly. And the fact that Murray is out actually helps me here. I have my 2-point as between the Cardinals and Broncos, they will combine for no more than 250 yards of total offense. Because who do these teams have? Hopkins for Arizona.
J.J. Watt.
Well, I mean,
Unless
like
he's like
offense
hurt.
wise.
Oh.
I was like offense wise, yeah. I only know of I thought it has Hopkins
Is
and
James
then
Conner still on the Cardinals?
honestly I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. All right, so that is it for Nick's Picks Week 15. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I just realized we never talked about this, but some of the games that we picked today are actually happening this Saturday rather than this Sunday. We have the Thursday game between the 49ers and the Seahawks. That was my game of the week that I talked about. Then we have 3 Saturday games this weekend. The Colts-Vikings, that was my wager pick. The Ravens-Browns, that was the game that Ben gave to me. And the Bills and Dolphins, that was Ben's game of the week. So all 3 of those Saturday games are part of Nick's picks, so they'll all have implications on the line. And then, obviously, a bunch of games on Sunday. And then it rounds out Monday night with the Packers and the Rams, a game that nobody needed to talk about because nobody fucking cares. Some weird games going on this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I know I already said that, but I gotta get that point across because I don't know if you guys have been liking the video a whole lot, you know? We gotta get those like buttons up, guys. Also, hit the notification bell over to the right. That'll notify you every time I post a video or go live on YouTube. Another place that I go live is over on Twitch, and I hope you guys could follow us over there and hit a notification bell over there to get notified every time I go live on Twitch. If you aren't already notified, I do go live Mondays and Fridays at 6:30, Saturdays and Sundays around noon. I am back live here on YouTube Tuesdays at 5 o'clock. But that is it for Nick's Picks Week 15. One more time, the current score of Nick's Picks is 89-79. I've had this lead for quite a while now, Ben. I'm honestly getting sick of it. I need some entertainment. I need a little bit of tenacity or something. That wasn't even the right word. I don't know what fucking word I need a challenge, Ben. Come on. I need you to challenge me a little bit. But Ben, is there anything you want to say before we head out for week 15?
Fuck you. That's it. Just fuck you.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next Nick's Picks next Thursday. Have a great one, guys. Peace.
I do want to say before I say bye, I actually do like the Christmas tree in the background and the little like Santa thing. I actually do like those.
I honestly wasn't 100% sure that was going to show up on camera very well, and it kind of does. Like, I mean, it's not great, but
it's you know what I like about it? It's bright. It's the only bright thing in the room because it's definitely not you. Bye, guys.
It was just meme.